Time is money.
Time is money.
All right, 30 minutes is on.
We gotta go! Motherfucker, let's start!
Hold on.
God damn it!
Sorry.
All right. Bring that energy.
Class has started.
Now?
Yeah.
Can we... Shoot. Hello and welcome to Mastering Mediocrity Music Reviews. I'm Jeff.
I'm Ben.
I'm Mark.
And we are here today to scrutinize, celebrate, and review the album
Cowboys From Hell.
Pantera.
Yes, sirree. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Man, so how did we land on this?
We spun the wheel.
And we literally landed
And
on
we
it.
literally landed on
Who
it. That's
chose
right.
this to go on the wheel?
This is like...
I think it was me, but
Yeah, it could have been me or Jeff.
it really could have been either.
Okay.
I feel like... I think I added it. I think this was...
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think this is one of mine. This is Cowboys From Hell, like we said, the 5th studio album from Pantera.
Which is nuts when you consider everything that this album is.
Really? It was released July 24th, 1990. Interesting. Excuse me. And marked the band's major label debut and their first collaboration with producer Terry Date. It's considered one of the first ever groove metal albums.
Groove metal?
Yeah.
Huh.
There are reasons for that, but groove is an
real
unfair...
Yeah, that's definitely
Assertion.
the wrong word, I think, for what this, at least this album was to me. Or for
Really?
me.
I feel like it's a pretty
Groove?
appropriate.
I don't... It
I think
has
it's
elements of...
appropriate.
It has elements
Oh
of
my
funk and groove.
Cowboys From Hell is so groovy.
But
yeah, the rest of
I
the album-
agree.
But
And there are other moments
Cowboys
too.
From Hell is like was so fucking in the zeitgeist and shit that I can appreciate that is the song that shadows over the rest of the album. And I would almost say shadows over the rest of Pantera's career, other than, of course,
Like, do you think that's their most
unfortunate
popular song?
100%.
For sure.
It may not be their top on fucking Spotify. Let me check.
It isn't. No, I have that detail already. The number one song is Walk with 275 million
yeah,
listens.
that's
Wow,
fairly
that's a
groovy
lot.
too.
210 million for Cowboys From Hell.
Yeah, it's a fairly close second.
116. It drops that much. 116 to, what do you
Cemetery
think? It
Gates.
almost
I've
has
got
to
it
be,
back.
right?
Yeah,
And then it moves into I'm Broken
Which
at
is good.
83 million.
it's fine.
It's good. And then the one that makes me feel righteous about my ears is Domination at 61 million. It deserves it.
This one, that one makes me fucking feel like my ears.
Are bleeding?
Yeah, like are like, man, I just disagree with the crowd on this one. Domination is so.
Yeah,
We can talk about that in general.
For sure, but
because I agree with you.
But yeah,
yeah.
other than the unfortunate time or the unfortunate untimely murder of Dimebag, I would say Cowboys From Hell is like Pantera's crossover.
Yes.
hit.
All right.
As much as whatever song was number one.
Fun
Walk.
fact-
Certainly the most readily digestible song
yeah.
on the album to
I-
a big variety of listeners.
I disagree, and I agree. But the fun fact about the day that Dimebag Darrell was murdered, it's not. I know it's a fun
call it
fact.
a fun fact?
I know, right?
I'm
Like,
sorry.
I was at Kings Island riding roller coasters, having the best day of my life.
No,
My dad finally said he loved me.
that's amazing. What a great thing.
I hit a home run, won the game.
Yeah.
Hit
You're finally
the
proud of
game-winning
me.
score in the soccer game.
You guys absolutely have to stop.
I was carried off the field.
We have a
Then
time
my
limit.
dad said, "I love you, son." Dimebag Darrell's been killed.
He got a message on
Life
his
is
phone.
so short.
It took his untimely death for me to realize how much I love you, son.
So, this is not going to be a fun fact at all. But it was in a venue that could support 600 people. They were like one of 4 or 5 acts. and there was only 250 people there in Columbus, Ohio, which it makes you realize how far they had fallen, even with what ends up being like
no.
an
He
amazing
wasn't there
album.
with Pantera. He wasn't there with Pantera. He was there with a different band. I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh,
real
shit.
quick.
Oh,
He was
really?
there with like a side project.
Well, I was looking that up. It's still crazy. So, like, the guy who ends up killing him is upset because he does blame Dimebag for Pantera's dispersion. They break up at some point, and this guy just can't get over it. Dimebag's performing, and so it's even more of a fun fact. He's with a different band, and he's Dimebag Darrell, which is, I mean, he's the sound of Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
his guitar sound is so cool. That guitar, the amp that I have, sounds more like Dimebag than it does like Metallica. I think the way his overdrive and gain is so unique compared to like a lot of different stuff. It's a lot more. There's a lot more.
it's so
to it.
noisy.
It's nice.
There's
I
so
love
much
it.
static.
I
It's
love it.
crazy.
I love it.
But Phil
go.
Anselmo is, I mean, he's the second part of it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he has such a unique voice, and when you pair the two of them together, it's like they create something insane because Phil can sing like Dimebag plays, and it's just so intense. And some of the things they do, especially in Cemetery Gates, is just like,
Cemetery.
it's so fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
they're just nuts, and they're just so unique. And even like if you don't have them right there in 1990, like, I don't know how successful they are. Like right now, if they showed up,
Well,
I'm just I
Well,
I know what you were gonna
yeah,
say, but
that's
if they show up
it's-
right now, like,
now it's
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Now-
they would be a different band.
Yeah, now
And then maybe if they're
Dimebag's gone, Vinny's gone, like the drummer's
But even
gone.
if they grew up now,
Brother's
like
gone.
their sound would be influenced by everything before them and what's happening now.
what
So-
he's saying, maybe they are
and
geniuses of
This
the
is my
time.
first time ever listening to Pantera knowingly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know who Pantera. I mean, everyone
Right,
knows who
right.
they are. So, like this album didn't seem irrelevant, and like it doesn't. It's
No,
not. It's
no.
not like it doesn't date itself at all. Really, I don't
No,
think.
I thought
Like, you
it
could-
came,
like
honestly,
I would
thought
have believed it
later.
came out in like 2015
Oh, yeah.
versus 1990.
Yeah,
like
for sure. I don't know.
I wouldn't have. Well, I mean, there's nothing in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know.
I thought I
it-
was thinking like 93 while I was listening to it, like 93, 94 for whatever reason, but 90 is even earlier than I thought. It's
Yeah,
it's
I was
quite
shocked
heavy. It's
at
quite
how-
aggressive.
yeah.
And
We're really not
for the
into it
time.
until '98, though.
no, yeah, me and you, yeah,
Yeah.
97, 98, because Tribes
Yeah.
was out. We were playing it, or you listened to it while we were playing Tribes and shit.
But how did we get to that point? So the story goes like,
Hold on, real quick, boys.
yeah,
Let's take these shots.
I like it.
This is
Yeah.
the Oak and Envy.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Jesus, Mark,
Oh,
you've
jeez.
become the
Oh.
Ben of the group.
Well, I filled it so high for him.
Yeah, it was like barely hanging on through its viscosity.
The skill level of my shot was poor. It definitely hit the uvula. God damn it, is it uvula or
Uvula.
what? It hit the uvula,
Yeah.
and it still is. I mean, it has
It's-
this amazing sparkle of a taste everywhere across your mouth. It's like it got into the crevices of my front teeth.
I don't even need to floss tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
It's
alcohol
just
levels
everywhere.
The bacteria is
Honey,
dead.
get over
Yeah.
here.
It replaced it with sugar.
All
That's good.
So I've got this pulled up from Dimebag. It's not from Dimebag's page. This is on the night he was killed. On December 8th, 2004, I'm just going to read the little paragraph here from Wikipedia. On December 8th, 2004, Damage Plan, which was the band the side project he was playing with, was performing at the El Rosa Villa nightclub in Columbus, Ohio. Nathan Gale, a deranged fan, rushed onto the stage as the band played the first song of its set list and shot Abbott, Dimebag, multiple times with a Beretta 92 FS, a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. The band's head of security, Jeffrey Mayhem Thompson, then tackled Gale, but was fatally shot in the ensuing struggle. A fan, Nathan Bray, was also killed as he attempted to aid Abbott and Thompson, as was Eric Hulk, an employee of the venue who tried to disarm Gale while he was reloading.
Erica or
Jesus.
Erica?
Aaron Hulk.
Aaron.
Aaron Hulk, an employee of the venue who tried to disarm Gale was while he was reloading. 3 others were wounded before Columbus police officer James, I'm going to not say his last name, entered the club and shot Gale once in the head with a 12-gauge Remington Model 870, killing him.
I love that they included the gun models. I don't know why. It's just hilarious. But it's intense.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I didn't realize it was
he was
a killing spree.
Yeah, he was on stage playing.
I saw the video
I was
not
up at, I was
that
up
long
at,
ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I was up at
it was on
Ashland when it
Reddit, I
happened, and
think.
I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I knew he was in town because I was interested in fucking, but there's just no way I could make it. I didn't even have a car or whatever, but it's just and the next day you start hearing about it because I was in the world.
It was on your radar.
Yeah.
Knew about it.
Yeah.
Kind of wish you could have gone.
Yeah, and you're just like, holy fuck.
Glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well.
Because earlier in the year I went to the Metallica show. They had played at the whatever the arena is down there. So I went to that. I was like, I'm gonna see Dimebag.
Why not?
Because fucking somebody was gonna start shooting people.
Yeah, man, good for you that you didn't go.
Right.
All right. Yeah. So Pantera is an American heavy metal band from Arlington, Texas, formed in 1981. How about that?
Dang.
The group's best-known lineup consisted of the Abbott brothers, drummer Vinnie Paul and guitarist Dimebag Darrell, along with bassist Rex Brown and lead vocalist Phil Anselmo, the ever-controversial. The former, who joined in 1982, is the sole constant member of Pantera. I don't know who they're referencing there. In addition to their development and popularization of the groove metal subgenre, Pantera is credited, along with others such as Testament and Sepultura and Machine Head, for being part of the second wave of thrash metal scene from the late 1980s to early to mid-90s. Pantera is regarded as one of the most successful and influential bands in heavy metal history, having sold around 20 million records worldwide and having received 4 Grammy nominations.
They didn't win one? That kind of blows my mind. When you consider Ghost as won a Grammy. I'm just saying. But Ghost is
more
very
palatable.
palatable. Yeah, no, absolutely.
They have some palatable stuff in here.
Some. It's, man,
One,
this is for such a
two.
different type
two.
of person. It's for such a different type of person. I mean, I
And
think
it's not
we've
me.
broken you with stuff like that is outliers.
We waterboarded you.
Yeah, so when you come back to Pantera, you're like, all right, I can get this at least. But the thing about Pantera is they are just so unique. The distortion levels that Dimebag brings, like you said, it's so staticky. I mean, it's so noisy compared to everything else. There's nothing noisier, but it is at that level where there are a lot of people who are willing to accept that level of noisy. It hits what I believe is the bottom end of noisiness. Like, if you go any noisier, it's too noisy. He's just there. He's hitting that very brave edge. The toes are at the end of the cliff. It doesn't get any noisier. Like, it just doesn't. And that's still what surprises me about the amount of listens they have. The Walk having 275 million, and Cowboys From Hell, which when I slot it into my favorite songs, it hits top 100.
What an elite list.
Yeah, but that's why I was like, I don't know if it's top 50 even. It's a great song. It is.
It's the best song on this album to me.
For sure.
You're wrong.
When I was driving up here, I said it was top 10 metal songs of the 90s.
I'm just not there. I love it.
Name 9 better.
I love it.
9 better.
9 better
Right
than
now.
that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, just every single Metallica song ever?
From the 90s?
Oh, from the 90s? I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
that
why I
much,
said the
man. I'm
top
not going
10
to give you the top 10.
That's why I said top 10 metal. It's one of the top 10 metal songs from the 90s.
No, because
Like,
Domination's
culturally.
better.
What is?
Well, first of all,
Culturally, you're saying culturally,
Maybe.
to the
Yeah, I would
contribution of music.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying Domination's better. I like it better. I think Domination is like a great mix of Heresy, which I think is a good song, but not great, and Cemetery Gates, because Cemetery Gates just like it goes low, it goes high, it goes fast, it goes slow, and it's amazing that Phil Anselmo can actually sing. I mean, he can, but most of the time he's just hitting these crazy notes, wailing as much as possible, or like in Primal Concrete Sledge, he actually does a little bit of like a rap thing. So for him to sing regularly in Cemetery Gates, it's beautiful, and I wish I heard more of that. Like when I hear what they're capable of, I think they could have gone the Metallica route and never chose to do so. Like they could have gone pop.
I watched
and been amazing.
I watched.
I think they would have been better had they. 'Cause my biggest gripe with this, so Cemetery Gates and Cowboys from Hell are the two best, like for everyone, because to me they're like two of the songs where you can find moments to like headbang in the song, whereas a lot of the other ones start out so wild, it's just wild the whole time. So since it's all wild, like at what point am I supposed to go like?
Yeah.
Which
There
is crazy that
there
they
is
call
none of
Brick
that because
Metal.
it's like so like
Yeah.
what is this concert like? Is everyone just like
I saw
swinging their heads around the entire time?
I saw a show where it was like this, like just I think it was like a giant mosh pit. I'm sure we can
Like,
for
for
we
the
can
whole-
probably throw up a fucking video right here.
You know, there's no moment where like the crowd's just singing a chorus and like or singing a verse, and then when the chorus kicks in, everybody starts jumping. Like
That happens for sure at a
I'm
Pantera concert. Yes,
Maybe.
Domination.
yeah, maybe, but
would
if, you know, like
definitely produce a mosh pit.
Metallica, is, you could as far as like mainstream would probably be the for me at least would be the next step to mainstream. They do a much better job of like having those moments like picked out in a song as opposed to just trying to carry like the heavy moment from
The
start to
fucking
finish.
energy, the fucking aggression.
Yeah, it's
the
like
anger.
just
Yeah.
very like
I
it's like
get you.
go anger. Yeah.
Man, that was one of my biggest takeaways from this, and I consider myself a Pantera fan. At least, the songs you're supposed to like. So however much of a fan that really makes you. I don't know, casual, I guess.
You don't have to be diehard.
Yeah, certainly not. I would never say I'm diehard fan. I'd say super casual fan. How about that? And every time I would listen to it, I would get to what is it? Psycho Holiday and Heresy, and I'd be like, yo, I am so fucking over this. Like I don't want to go. I don't even want to get to Cemetery Gates. As much as I like Cemetery Gates, I don't want to go. I'm not this angry. I don't have that fucking anger in me to go the next 35 minutes or whatever's left of this album.
You'd be disappointing
I'm
yourself.
tired.
Yeah, like
Boss, I'm tired.
Yeah, like boss, I'm tired. Yeah, yeah. Like I just and I don't know, if I was ever that angry, and I think might be the reason why power metal fucking clicked
Clicks
with
for
me.
you.
That
Yeah.
was a weak. I guess that.
More positive energy.
Right,
Yeah.
and there's so much anger and aggression, and then power metal is just kind of fantasy. Like let's have a little bit of fun. Let's sing some fucking choruses. Let's drink or whatever. Europeans they get drunk and sing songs, I guess.
According to J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah, right. They're all this tall, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and so when I was going back to this, and that's I think why I can only do thrash metal and this type of stuff in chunk or little pieces of it, because it's just like my parents are fine. Our relationship's fine. I grew up in the suburbs. I literally left my car unlocked every single night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Doors were never locked.
Yeah. So it's like, man, this is just not in me. There's little bits of it, where you got it, and that's where Cowboys from Hell and Cemetery Gates, sort of, even though it's kind of a ballad-ish song, but I really kind of enjoyed. What was it? I kind of like
I like Psycho Holiday.
Yeah,
that
Psycho
was one of
Holiday
my
was fun.
favorites
I
on there
don't
too.
like Psycho Holiday.
No, I
which
thought I
is
had a
funny.
pretty catchy
No.
chorus. Most of the songs
Yeah.
I like on here have at least like a big
cinematic
moment
catchy,
where it's
yeah.
like catchy and like
Yeah,
there's a defined like rhythm, and
Yeah.
it's not just
yeah, and then Medicine Man and Clash with Reality, I thought were cool.
No.
Or not Clash with Reality. I meant Medicine Man and.
But they are.
Message
but
in
no,
Blood.
no, Message in Blood for sure.
Yeah.
I like
But
the Sleep as
but
well.
actually, most of
I didn't even rate
Message in
No.
Blood,
No.
most of Message in Blood, I don't think is that great. But like the chorus
There
is
are
good,
parts
and
of
they
it
have
that
a
are
couple
cool, yeah.
verses that are great.
Same with like I think it was Heresies. Like there's a really cool breakdown at like the 3.5 minute
Yes.
mark.
Yeah.
I
I
put
think I
that
read
there
that
too.
too.
It
Like,
is
That is so
awesome.
fucking cool.
I wanted more of that throughout the album.
But then there's just parts where it's just like straight thrash in your face, and it's like,
Yeah.
I get it,
Okay,
I get it.
can I ask you a
fuck
question?
The police or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Can I ask you a question? Did you hear any Metallica in that song? Heresy.
Heresy. I don't know.
So I did. There's a moment where like the inflection of the distortion sounds very much like the Kill 'Em All album, and I went back and listened. I was like, yes, there's definitely a bit of that. And then I did a Google search for Metallica Heresy, and there's a comment from someone on one of those lyric sites, and he's like, no, it doesn't sound like a fucking Metallica song. This is fucking Pantera, not some Metallica. That's where he ends.
What an
That's a really
argument.
great.
Shit, he's right.
But
Oh,
I was
God.
like, man, there's definitely some Metallica. Get over it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe,
There's-
I mean,
there's a small crossover. It's a
Yeah,
small
I mean,
crossover.
Sure.
Everyone's gonna have a little moment in
Yeah.
their albums where they sound like somebody else, and it could be different between every person that listens to it. Somebody might find that sounds like Metallica and whatever different
Yeah,
song.
100.
All right, so I'm going to ask this
100%.
question. Mark, how did this album make you feel about music? Like, did this strike you as something special that happened?
Wait, before you answer that giant question, Mark, what were your highlights from this album?
That's a good question, too.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that one, but that is a better question first.
Let's hear your high points, since this isn't really your style.
The Sleep, it had a catchy riff. It wasn't
Weird,
as hard.
but okay, I get it.
And then Cowboys from Hell. Cemetery Gates was okay.
Really?
But
Just
Psycho,
okay.
Psycho Holiday and Cowboys from Hell.
Or those three were probably ones
Yeah.
that, if they were to come on randomly, I would hesitate to skip.
I'd have
Like,
to
I
listen
would
to the
probably
sleep
listen to
now.
those through.
I have to
Cowboys from
listen to
Hell,
the sleep.
100%. I would.
The Sleep, I think, is like their only other kind of like slower song, or at least it starts
Yeah.
out that way. But Cemetery Gates, I said there wasn't really much on here that dates this, but I feel like that song
Oh, really?
kind of like
Really?
kind of throws it into that
All
like,
right.
late '80s ballady. But like it has a really cool when it speeds up. I
Yeah.
can't hear the
Yeah, that's,
part in my head where
yeah.
where Dimebag he just goes crazy on the guitar. But it's like a really cool like wild riff through the middle, and
Yeah,
then it
his
slows back
harmonics
down.
in that song are fucking just killer.
Where do they get the harmonics from? It has
He
to be
just-
production only. Because
he pinch harmonics that shit. He's fucking doing that.
you're kidding.
He's like.
I know he's insane.
If you want to hear fucking just like killer pinch harmonics, you're gonna go listen to fucking Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top, and I mean, listen, his guitar work is incredible. He's just an incredible blues guitarist. Just
I have to
fantastic.
check that out again.
Fantastic. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. And then Dimebag was like number 2 or whatever. You know what I mean? Just like him
Wow.
doing harmonics is just fucking incredible.
What about Van Halen? He's got to do some great harmonics too.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you know, Eddie's like another class.
He's
You know what I
something
mean? He's-
different.
yeah.
I never really appreciated it, and then I went and like watched his like exposés, and you're like, and you didn't take one class at all. You just like started fucking playing, and this
Yeah,
is what you
like-
did.
like-
Fuck you.
Not that
Like, that's not fair.
Not that
Yeah, but I mean,
Dimebag-
if you just play and play and play,
Yeah, I
and
guess,
play,
it's gonna
like,
come.
Yeah,
not that Dimebag and Billy Gibbons aren't fucking incredible or whatever, but you know, ZZ Top is very much rhythm and blues rock. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Kind of southern rock style. So they kind of have their lane, and the same with Pantera. But
Very much
you
a
know, Van
lane.
Halen was very. You know, obviously they were kind of
Part
pop
of the big
rock,
movement.
arena rock, or whatever. They have a fucking lane just as much as Pantera, but they would, they had a real big crossover element, and it's because David Lee Roth is an incredible frontman. Is number one. That's number one. A very close number 2 would be Eddie Van Halen's guitar work.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's incredible.
It
I mean,
is.
but David Lee Roth, I think, is incredible. Is what makes Van Halen. Sorry, Sammy Hagar fans, but
It's just crazy that exists. I mean, like they're amazing.
yeah,
They're amazing.
All right, get back to it. Pantera.
what are your high
yes,
points,
no.
Jeff?
I just wanted to say real quick about the sleep, and I can understand why you like that one because it had some clean guitar in it, so it, like immediately brought you in. But like that's what like to me that's not Pantera except for Cemetery Gates, and just keep the clean guitar in Cemetery Gates, and that's great. But the sleep is, it's all right. I can understand why you like it though for sure. So I think to iterate about like my fuck you guys, it's got fuck you guys, fuck you guys.
Like a manic news man.
I know. It's like
I already know what my high points are, bro. The high points are Cowboys from Hell,
yeah, 100%.
Cemetery Gates,
Yeah.
Domination,
No.
and then if
No.
you want to
That was
give,
like one of my least favorite
Yeah.
songs.
if you want to give like some props to another song, it's Message in Blood because like the
Yeah.
chorus is fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But I do like Heresy. I hear some Metallica in there, and it has that breakdown we talked about. It is fucking great. I just wish, like, they call this groove metal, and they do some groovy stuff, but it only happens in parts of the songs, and it happens in each of the songs, even in Primal Concrete Sledge, which is like barely more
there's
than
a
2
good
minutes.
part to every song.
Yeah.
There's just
Yes.
not enough.
I think
for the rest.
I want more of the groove.
Medicine
Man.
is the deep cut. If you're wanting to go deep cut, whatever that means, go with Medicine Man.
But Heresy,
That sounds like
Heresy,
Faith
is
in
like
Our
it
War
has
to me.
it has a very groovy part, and it's the breakdown. And I wish they had done more of that throughout
No way.
the album.
Yeah, Medicine Man is that groovy. It's got that.
It
Faith
is.
No More
I liked
vibes.
Medicine
Faith No More
Man.
is that fucking
I'm just
groove
saying it's
metal.
not. It's top 5, but it's not top 4. Like it's really like it's top 5. And like you can say like it could be
On the
it
album,
could be
yeah.
number 4, and that Domination is 5, but
Domination's
everybody
like
else
number
says
9.
everybody else says otherwise. All right. So what were your top moments?
100%. Cowboys from Hell. That's number 1. I
Yeah.
give that 9.5. You know, nostalgic reasons, of course.
Yeah, it's saying
With
it's
tribes.
a 10 for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah.
It's an 8.5 for me for like.
Yeah, so
Commute.
it averages out to 9.5.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's one of those songs where it comes on, I can't skip it. It's just that groove, that like Vinny's, like his fucking drumming is just it's so
I
simple.
know.
It's
He's
so
not-
simple.
he
It's like
doesn't get enough credit.
No. I watched an interview with him where he's like, it doesn't happen very often where you get the best of any genre, the best players of an instrument in any genre together in the same band. And he's like, and I had said, and he's like, I'm paraphrasing poorly, but he's like, me, Vinny, and Dimebag, at that time, together were the best. He was the best metal drummer, and Dimebag was the best metal guitarist at the same time, firing at all cylinders. And even though that groove and his drum line is pretty simple in Cowboys from Hell, he fucking just like carries it. It is just like so infectious. You don't even realize it. Like that's the reason you're fucking bobbing your head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He's
Yeah.
actually to me he's the
It's
least
fucking-
experimental of
He's
of
he's killing
of the
it.
4.
But
Yeah.
like Dimebag's fucking just the way he goes through that. I don't know. It's not that it's simple. It's not difficult to play. Or
It's definitely
but,
you
like,
could hear it's simpler than a lot of the rest of the album.
Yeah, than a
for
lot
sure.
of shit. But like, man, it's just so catchy. It's so catchy. Cowboys from Hell is number 1.
Yeah.
Cemetery Gates number 2, and then it's pretty much a toss up. Between fucking I would say Medicine Man is number 3, and then
Message in
It's
Blood.
like Psycho Holiday.
yeah, Message Blood, Psycho Holiday, or Psycho Holiday, Message Blood. But
I like Psycho Holiday.
Yeah, I did too.
But
this was pretty good.
the
yeah,
second
this
half
is
of the
pretty
album
much-
is not as good as the first. Let's be honest. Like, the
No,
first half of the
I'll
album
give you guys
is
that
like quintessential Pantera,
for sure.
and the rest of it is like good. I mean, like when you get to the art of shredding, the last
Which is-
song,
Yeah,
which
it's
cool.
It's cool, but I wish it would have just been an instrumental.
Yeah,
I
same.
feel like it would have been
Yes.
better without any vocals
Here
at
you-
all, and you just let him shred.
Well, but
Because that's just let him show
Yeah.
you the art of shredding without you having to scream in the background.
to me,
Oh my god, I'm sorry, Mark.
that's fine.
I
To-
can't even see it. So
it is like there, man.
You're trying to make me
Um,
like drive down the road.
To me, the cool part of that
I'm
song,
gonna get all drunk and drive.
I said something like, I bet mega fans really like that song.
Dude, they do. Like, that song is fucking popular in, like, the fucking world. They're, like, guitarists are like, oh, the art of shredding, like that is a thing, and
Yeah.
I just wasn't like super into it. It's like it's
Ah,
really
yes.
cool, but like Mark said,
It's a good closer.
If this were an instrumental, it would be infinitely better. Just let Dimebag fucking wail. But
Because then, like in a concert, they could like start one song, throw that whole song in the middle of it, and make some like 10-minute shred session or whatever, and then go back to the end to finish whatever song they started with as like their closing song.
That sounds so
That would
cool.
be so
Actually, that
cool.
sounds
Right.
really cool.
Yeah.
right, like Dimebag could go and fucking play this just wicked guitar solo, like do
Yeah.
To
the
the
art
same
shred.
key of that.
Fucking
Yeah.
Vinny could like do the fucking do almost a little drum solo. Like everybody get their little moment to shine, and then like say, bring it home.
Phil
Bring
just
it
shuts
home
the
with
fuck
that.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's right, and that's what we're about to do. Bring it home.
Let's do this, brothers.
Are we gonna do the wheel
Yeah, I don't have anything.
After this shot.
after the shot?
Yeah. Jesus,
on, wait.
Mark.
Dude, it's literally
it's so
like
full. It's literally
it's filled all the way to the top.
I get that, but just be steady.
look at my hands.
Literally
You're wasting
look at-
rye.
It's steady as shit.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
You spilled it again,
Dude.
you fucker.
It's because you hit me.
That's still wonderful, dude. That is so good. That is so good.
Yeah,
I'm an easy 9 out of 10 for that.
yeah, that's really good.
Oh, man.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, I don't think we gave scores. I'd probably give that a 9 too, maybe 9.5.
I can't imagine it being much better, but I'm gonna stay with 9 in hopes that there is something. That's so, God, it's so good. I mean, we're like 20 seconds in, and it still tastes delicious.
Hell yeah! So let's bust out the
Hell
wheel.
Mark, you spin.
I
Is that
will.
okay? Ben, are you all right with that? Don't be
No.
a fucking dick.
Give it the old TikTok.
Drama.
The two-hander.
What is it?
Running Wild, Blood on Blood.
Hell yeah!
I don't think you've even sent me any of these songs.
No, I have. I've sent you.
Blood on Blood.
Blood.
By Running
Alright.
Wild,
And,
yeah.
Okay.
there's another
Funny.
song on there I've sent you. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but this is 100% an album that I put on. Running Wild is would the word be progenitors, one of the originators of like pirate metal or
Interesting.
All right, another subgenre here.
Oh man, you should listen. We should send him some Ailstorm
Pirate
because
metal.
I mean, you might appreciate it. It's not that crazy. It's just the way it's sung is. I think that's the weirdest part.
yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you think it's weird? I'm probably not. Gonna
No, fuck
Yeah.
you.
I think
I'm
this
just
is
saying.
anyway. I think this is like their most recent album that they put out, and I don't know. This is kind of more my speed of heavy metal, kind of the more speed metal thrash metal. Even though I just said all that bullshit about thrash metal not being my speed, but like,
But this speed is.
but this is
You
this
like
kind of
Pantera
thrash
though.
metal.
I mean, that's the thing. You say it's not your speed, but you like Pantera.
Running Wild is like a band that has been around since the '80s, and so they're not as theatrical as like Sabaton or Powerwolf.
They were a
necessarily.
little bit late in the game, or
But-
like early. Actually, they were early in the game.
Right, they're early, but they're just kind of like a certain speed, and it is what it is.
I will listen to it either way.
That's why
Cool,
we like
fuck
you.
yeah. I'm pumped for that.
If you liked what you saw here today, please like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Watch the show.
Call your mom.
Love you guys.